Hi there. So there was a few people who signed up who couldn't come at this time. So I'm just going to do a recording for you. And, if you have any questions or anything, please reach out to me either through email or direct messaging me on social media. And you all seemed to be around the same theme, which is that you don't like being alone. So that's what I'm going to focus on. All right. So, the people who reached out to me already know me, but in case I end up sending this to someone who doesn't, I'm just going to introduce myself. So my name is Meryl Hayton. Thank you for spending time with me here. I am a transformational healer and coach, and I live in New Jersey. I'm an accredited certified EFT tapping practitioner, and I have done extensive training in helping women get to the root cause of whatever is holding them back from having a magical life, magical relationships. So, and what I have found is that helping them get to the root cause is really what I love to do. So I've done continuing education in inner child healing, because everything that is currently triggering for you comes from your past. It is attached to your core limiting belief. So we figure out what that is. And then we wipe out whatever is in your way to really increasing your confidence, to opening up your energy to receive more support. And I've done continuing education in tapping for trauma and also ancestral healing, because I know for me, I needed inner child work. I needed work to help reparent myself. I know that some of my limiting beliefs and paradigms come from my parents. So I wanted to help heal their paradigms, which has helped heal me. And I also wanted to be able to help people heal from serious trauma. So I've done, I have like certificates in all of that. And I really, really love this work, because not only does, so I'll talk a little bit about EFT. So it means emotional freedom technique. And it is tapping on your Chinese energy meridian points using your fingertips. So similar to acupuncture without the needles. And it's disrupting and dismantling your emotional attachment to whatever is going on, so that you free yourself from unwanted emotions. You can also free yourself from unwanted sensations that create your anxiety. So overthinking, pressure in your head, maybe you get headaches, or there's tension or tightness in your chest or in your belly, right? Or digestive disruption. It could be muscle cramping, joint pain, all sorts of things. And if you are in chronic states of stress and you have physical symptoms, I promise you they are connected. And if you work on healing your emotional trauma and limiting beliefs, you will absolutely feel better mentally, emotionally, physically, and you will feel more connected spiritually. All that will open up your energy to receive more support. So you might be saying, how is shifting my energy going to make me feel more supported? Well, right now, you don't feel supported and you don't like being alone. So if you're focusing a lot on, I'm always alone, I don't like being alone, that's just going to bring in more of the same for you. And what we want to do is get you into a space of a new perspective, a new way of thinking, and shifting that paradigm, rewiring that paradigm to, I'm always supported. I have lots of people around me all the time who want to be with me, who want to support me. People reach out to me. So you might say, well, yeah, well, my whole life has been like this. So have you been thinking this same way your whole life? Like, I have to do everything myself. I'm always alone. There's never anybody around. And sometimes that makes people like kind of build this armor, this independent armor, energetic armor, I'll call it, where they kind of are really stubborn about, yeah, I can do it myself, right? They kind of dig their heels in and I can do it myself, but that's done with some anger, maybe sadness, resentment, frustration, right? It's not necessarily done with joy and happiness. So, yeah, so that's just a little snippet. And we're also going to be using something called optimal EFT, which is a spiritual non-tapping form of EFT. So some people who don't really like tapping love this because it's like a guided meditation and you connect to your higher power and unconditional love in order to promote healing within. So we're going to dive right in. All right, so I'd like you to close your eyes. I'm hoping that you have a pen and journal or a piece of paper or something handy so that you can take some notes and get yourself comfortable in a seat with your feet firmly planted on the ground, and we'll begin. Okay. So take a little inventory right now to notice what you're feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, right? Do you feel calm and clear? Do you feel foggy and unfocused? Do you feel, rooted in your seat, or do you feel like you are, kind of on edge? Or do you have like tension? Heart palpitations? Do you feel fidgety? And all of this is without any judgment. It's just noticing where you are in this moment. Creating that presence and awareness is going to help you. And right here, right now, I want you to know that you are safe right here and right now. You are safe. So now that maybe you've done a little bit of thinking about how you're feeling physically, mentally, what is let's say, I'm going to focus on, let's see, I guess I hate being alone. I'm going to focus on that for this training. So your word might not be hate, but I don't like being alone. So what is your word? And I want you to rate that on a scale of 0 to 10 and just do your best. Don't have to worry about doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong about you, and there's nothing wrong about what your answers are. So just 0 would be I don't hate it at all. And 10 would be, I really freaking hate it. Right. And it's like a big, big deal for you. So just use your best judgment and rate it. So I don't know what your numbers are. I'm just going to assume that they might be over 7 on that scale. And we're just going to do a few rounds of tapping and breathing. So join me. I'm on the karate chop point here. I'm going to see if I can, oops. There we go, a little brighter light. Just want to see if we can lower that, right? So tapping here on the side, the karate chop point of your hand, and just sigh out for right now. This will also help you to get familiar with the points if you're not. And now full palm right on top of the head, not the front part of the head, but just on the top. Deep breath in through the nose and blow it out. Now I'm doing 2 fingers right inside the eyebrows where the eyebrow hairline starts. Deep breath in through the nose and blow it out your mouth like a big sigh. Right, that really helps to shift the energy too. So now I'm tapping outside the eyes, the corner, by the corners of my eyes, right? Both hands. Deep breath in and out. And then underneath the eyes, right on top of the cheekbone, both hands. And again, deep breath in and out. And then one hand just under the nose with 1 or 2 fingers. Deep breath in and blow it out. And then right where the chin goes in, under the lip. And again, deep breath in. Trying to make the inhales and exhales longer. Expanding more in your body. Now, under the collarbone, for a very long time, I've been doing both hands here, and you can if you'd like. But in my training by the founder of EFT and a mentor of mine who was trained by him, underneath him, they both do this gentle. Now, my necklace always tends to be in the way, but they do this, just a gentle tapping with their fist. It's right, if you put your fingers by the bones of the collarbone and you drew a little V, it's right there. And again, taking a nice deep breath, expanding your body, whole body breathing. And out. And then under the arm. Again, deep breath in through the nose. And a big sigh out. Then we'll go back to the top of the head. And inside the eyebrows, nice deep breath in. Big sigh out. And outside the eyes. Just tapping here. And then under the eyes, another nice deep breath in. And out. And under the nose, just tapping. And on the chin, deep breath in. And out. and under the collarbone. So I'm sorry, I didn't show the underarm point. So if you go to your armpit, it's about 4 inches down or so. And so it's right next to your chest. So where your rib bones meet your chest bones. And I just tap. You can do both hands. If it's tough to reach around, no problem. You can tap this way. It doesn't matter. I usually just do one side. And take another nice deep breath in and out. All right. So pause, close your eyes. Just let that all settle in and integrate in. All right. You might be experiencing some tingling at the tapping points, some swirling of energy in your body or in your head. It's all normal. It's really important to stay hydrated and drink a lot of water and, really care for yourself when you're doing energy work. And now check in. How are you feeling? How is your body feeling? What do you notice? And did your numbers go down? So if they didn't, then I would rewind this and go through what we just did again. Do as many rounds, as you can in order to feel better. And then come back to this part where we're going to continue. So now we're going to add some words. So tapping on the karate chop point again. And we're going to add some words. So fill in the blank. Even though I don't like being alone, or even though I hate being alone, use your words and repeat this out loud with me. All right. So even though I blank being alone, I don't like or I fear being alone, because, and just say why. It makes me feel anxious, or I don't know what to do with myself, or I feel like nobody loves me, or I feel like I'm not good enough. I'm just throwing some things out there. So whatever comes to mind, just say it. Just say it. And then balancing phrase would be, and I'm just choosing to honor how I feel right now. So 2 more times. Even though I blank being alone, fill in your words. I hate it. I don't like it. I'm just choosing to acknowledge I feel this way. And again, one more time. Even though I blank being alone, say what you feel. I'm open to the possibility of shifting my perspective and my energy so that maybe I won't feel alone. And I'm open to receiving more support, feeling more supported. And I'm just honoring how I feel about it right now. All right, top of the head. So you're going to say your word, either I don't like it or I hate it. You'll just say, I hate it, right? Inside the eyebrows. I don't like it. Outside the eyes, I hate it. Under the eyes, I don't like it. So whatever your word is, right? That's what you're saying. Under the nose, repeating it again. And on the chin, repeating it again, right? Under the collarbone, just repeating it again. I don't like it or I hate it. and then under the arm, repeating it again. Okay, and pause, deep breath in and out. And just let that integrate in and see what's shifted for you. Did your number come down? Did you notice that you have maybe new thoughts or new feelings that are coming in? Because it really is, what we're working on here is really kind of general. And this is going to help you to become a little bit more focused about why you feel that you don't like being alone or that you hate being alone. And it will help you get to the root of the feeling so that that can be healed. And that will open up your life to receiving more support. So usually people who feel, I hate being alone, or I don't like being alone, feel very disconnected to the universe, if you believe in a higher power, to friends, to family. They just feel very disconnected. So this will help you to feel more connected, thus bringing in more connections and support for you. So let's continue. And we're going to add in now, we're not going to change the setup statement or acceptance phrase because that's the same. So we're still going to stay with I either don't like or I hate, but we're going to add it into what your body is feeling. So maybe it's like one of the things could be, I hate being alone. If it feels like unsafe or you're not trusting yourself, maybe that brings up some anxiety in your system. Or if you feel really disconnected, maybe it's just your heart that's sad. Right? These are just some things that I just hear, that are just general, but you can fill in the blank. So we're going to go back to the top of the head here, and you'll say, I don't like being alone, and I feel it in my, just name something, this alone, this, I don't like this alone feeling inside the eyebrows, and maybe it's in your heart, right? Right, this sad alone feeling in my heart, maybe that's what it is, right? Or this angry alone feeling, maybe it's in your chest, or it's in your throat, under the nose. So just fill in the blank with whatever's coming up for you. And on the chin, saying it again. Right, under the collarbone, repeating it again. And if you don't know anything physically, just stay with the same words that you were using before. Right, don't make it a big deal. It's all good. And then under the arm. Right, so if that was a little disjointed for you because maybe you don't have anything physical that you're, I don't want you to think that you have to know that it's connected to what you're working on today. You don't have to know that. It's just, I'm noticing that my belly's tight, or I'm noticing that I feel this fluttering or tightness in my chest, or, it's just a sense of where it might be, right? Or maybe there's this pressure building in your throat or your head, or this tension in your shoulders. You don't have to know that those things are connected to what you're feeling, hating being alone. But this work will help you to figure that out. And just connecting the tapping with the words to what's going on with your body physically will help it shift faster. So let's do another round of that, right? I hate being alone and I feel it in my fill in the blank inside the eyebrows, just repeating the same thing. And then outside the eyes. Maybe you say the physical symptom first, like my chest hates being alone, or my heart hates being alone. Now we're under the eyes, right? Under the nose. My belly doesn't like being alone. And on the chin. Just keep playing with the words, right? This sad, alone feeling in my heart under the collarbone, or this angry, alone feeling in my belly or in my shoulders and under the arm. Saying it again. Okay, and just pause. Deep breath in and out. And just check in with how you're feeling now and maybe what's coming up. Okay, so I would stay on this, keep tapping on it until your numbers are about half of what they were. And the goal is to get to 0. That is absolutely the goal. And staying at 0. So this is something that you want to keep testing back to. You know, if you really want to feel more connected and have more connections in your world, if that's your goal, then you have to keep focusing on that goal. And when I work with my clients, that's what we do in every session. How do you feel about your goal? And they have contact with me in between our sessions. How you doing today on your goal? How do you feel? So that you're constantly focused on wiping out whatever is in your way to your goal of having complete inner peace about being alone. Because trust me, you're not going to be alone. I just know it. I'm kind of like giggling because I know this work and I've worked with so many people and I've seen so many changes that when you learn to accept exactly where you're at, you open up your energy to receiving more connections. And you know, it just does happen. And yeah, I'm just like have chills all up and down my body because I know it's so right and so true. So I'm going to end just the tapping part here and go into a meditation with the unseen therapist that will help to shift things on a deeper level for you. So all you need to do is relax in your seat and close your eyes, and I'm just going to guide you through. There's no physical tapping here, it's just listening. Okay, so closing your eyes and just bringing to mind where you're at right now, what's shifted for you physically so far with the tapping, what's shifted mentally for you, what's shifted in your numbers, and just noticing where you're at. And now I want you to shift to recalling a loving, happy moment in your life. So is that hugging your kids or your pet, or you know, just being at a happy place that just warms your soul and lifts your spirits? Anything that comes to mind is good. Right? Everyone has their own thing. Mine is when I get to snuggle with my kitty cat. But you can also like envision yourself in a sea, like in the ocean, that's not water, but it's like puppies and kittens, and how fun that would be to just have them wanting your attention and, giving you licks. And so tapping into that feeling, letting it warm your heart and expand in your body. And then this is how we really connect to our highest self or our higher power here. And in this practice, we call her the unseen therapist, because this is like your guide, like your therapy guide. And the founder of EFT, who also got this channel download of optimal EFT, feels that a woman has more compassion and empathy. So that's why we use the unseen therapist is a woman. So she is pure unconditional love. And really, in her presence, nothing else can exist but pure unconditional love. Right? So if you find your mind wandering, don't worry about it. Just come back to your loving moment. Just keep coming back to your loving moment and see if you can just follow my voice along. So wherever this I hate being alone or I don't like being alone feeling might be in your body, if you connected to it or not is fine. I want you to imagine red balls that represent I don't like being alone or I hate being alone. And they're just in your body. They're in your head, they're in your shoulders, they're in your chest, they're in your heart, they're in your belly, they're in your legs. And it's just using your imagination, how big they are, how red they are. And the unseen therapist comes in and is enveloping you in her arms. So you can imagine whatever she might look like. To me, she's kind of like an angel bird, like human size though. And she has like long flowing clothes. That's like sheer. That's how I envision, because I have an affinity with birds. So however you might do that. And maybe your higher power is God or Holy Spirit or Allah, or it doesn't matter. Whoever it is right there in the room with you. Right in your room with you now. She is here to help resolve the ways that you hate being alone or you don't like being alone, and how maybe disconnected you feel, or how unsafe or afraid you might feel. It's helping to resolve all of that so that you do feel more connected and more supported and have more fulfilling relationships and life and a life. So imagine that she is hugging you. So she could be sitting next to you, behind you, in front of you, and she's just hugging you, and she is pure unconditional love. And her energy beams like a white crystalline light, and it's coming in through your skin into your body. So all of these red balls are slowly shrinking and lightening in color until they become dust. So let's just sit here for a moment, letting that process happen. And again, you can just sit here and focus on your loving moment. That's good enough. You're doing a great job, and it's all working for your benefit. So now just come back to your loving moment and just imagine whoever is watching this at the time that you're watching it is you're sending your loving moment energy, expanding it in your body, expanding it, letting it expand and emanate outside of your body so big that whoever's watching this is receiving it. That's all. It's just expanding the loving moment. Just keep expanding it and expanding it. Just expanding, feeling a loving moment. Your higher power, the unseen therapist, is still here, helping to resolve what you're working on, bringing you closer to your goal of feeling more connected and more supported, or at least just accepting where you are at in your life right now. Right? At least just accepting. So letting, imagining like your heart is a vacuum and you're pulling back in your loving moment. Take your time, pulling it back into your heart space where you can always have access to it. Always have access to it. And then when you're ready, you'll open your eyes and you'll come to your journal and you'll write down whatever came up for you. How are you feeling physically in your body? Did you notice any shifts? What is your number of what you were working on? I hate being alone, or I don't like being alone. Is that number lower? Did you have any thoughts of past events that you're like, I don't know why that event popped in? That's how this work happens. Write those things down. Those are things to work on, right? There must be emotional intensity still connected to something from your past. So because this is a recording, I didn't want to go too deep. I kept it a little general on purpose because I can't physically support you here if emotions become intense. So if you are wanting to take it to a deeper level and really, really heal, you can absolutely permanently heal the ways that you feel alone, the ways that you don't like feeling alone or you hate being alone, because of how it makes you feel, right? You absolutely can permanently heal it. So if you're looking for more support, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you. And I hope that you are feeling better. I would love to know how you found this, how it worked for you. So that's what my offering for you today is, sending you so much love and connection and support in your life. I know that it will change for you because I've seen it happen in my other clients and in my own life. Right? And in my own life. It's just really changing your perspectives and your beliefs. So bye for now, and I hope to see you some other time soon.